Assalamu alaikum, Zubair.
Alaikum salam, Zach.
How are you?
Thanks.
Okay. I'm good, thank you very much.
How are you?
Again, I'm good, thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. We're still on the second word. We were planning to finish, but I think we're going to go back to one word from this paragraph that we have been talking about, because it's an important one that we didn't really focus so much on. So in the second word, near the last paragraph of Side Nurses the Words, we will continue to read this sentence. This world is a field of examination. That's all.
Really?
This world is a field of examination, a test. We always say this world is a test as Muslims. You know, it's kind of like our slogan, and maybe we don't think about it.
Really?
Do you think about it every day, of this world being a test and what that means for you?
Not necessarily.
Yeah. What does the word test, imtihan, in Arabic actually mean? What does it mean to be a test, is what we're going to talk about today.
We have some questions, and the time has already started. It's going to end soon, and we are going to be, judged by the answers. Multiple choice questions.
Oh, you're describing a test. So okay, so yeah.
That's what comes into my mind when you say test.
Okay, so we have something we need to pass in order to get something. And we have a limited amount of time to do it, otherwise we're basically...
Not quite sure about the getting part, but yeah.
We have a limited amount of time to pass this test, otherwise we don't get something we want. And if we pass it, we might get something we want.
Sure. Actually, I didn't thought of that. I didn't think of it like that.
I mean, if we think of a test like...
We just have the test. We don't have anything about the rest of it.
Oh.
We just fail or pass.
Okay, maybe that's...
Well, yeah. If you fail, you go to hell. If you pass, you go to hell. Heaven. Well.
Oh, I was talking about just tests in this world. Let's formalize. Let's put this in a nice formula. So we have a test. I'm a teacher.
Oops. Okay.
Really, I'm a teacher. So when we have a test, what comes to our mind? Yes, like you said, we have a classroom. We have a limited amount of time to answer some questions, usually multiple choice. And yes, in the school, actually, most students probably think of it like that. They don't even think about the passing, failing, what happens if this. Probably most nowadays, just I have a test, I got to do the test. Yeah. And that's as deep as it goes. And I'll say I think that's about as deep as it goes for many people who call themselves Muslims. And I think that's what you were pointing to.
That's what I'm beginning to realize, actually.
Okay. So, let me talk about a test from my perspective as a teacher. Maybe this will change the perspective. If, let's say, you're my student, and I give a test, then I probably know what you're going to get on that test beforehand.
As the result of the test.
I probably know that you're probably going. I know that you're. I know that you're probably going to fail or not fail. It's usually not a surprise for me to estimate about where you will be. I know the students from their coursework, from my interactions. Yeah. So when they take a test, it's usually not a surprise for me. And 99% of the time, it's not a surprise.
If you know the student, yeah.
Exactly. So that's one thing. So if we take from that perspective, if I'm giving you a test,
you're telling me how well I know the subject.
How well, yes, you know the subject. It's not a surprise for me. So maybe we should look at tests. If we call this world a test, God knows what we're going to get.
Okay. Seems fair.
Okay, so I mean, if I know what my students is going to get on the test, then I think God's definitely going to know.
Well, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means the test is not for God. The test is for me and you and everybody else.
Well, okay. But still doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Much more sense, actually.
Why not?
After you just described the test is an action within a limited amount of time, and to measure something, it is just, you just separated the progress of teaching into two realms, the theoretical input realm and the measurement realm.
Okay, so my lecture, which is the input, and then the examination, which is the test.
Yes.
And you're saying that those...
I just measured, during the test, you just measured me, how well I memorized your lecture.
Good.
It's bad.
Yes. As a teacher, I disagree with this methodology completely.
Really?
Of course.
Congratulations.
That's why I don't teach in government schools, neither in America nor in Turkey. There's a reason for why I'm against the education system. This is one of the reasons why. There are many. One of them being this.
Okay.
Because the system of testing is not... It's not real. Let me ask you then, what would you say a more... comprehensive, a more natural, for lack of a better word, fitri in Islamic terminology, what would you say would be?
I have an example, but don't laugh about it.
Okay.
If you were to teach me how to swim, don't do that.
No, I know how to swim. I was swimming before I was walking. My dad's a swim coach.
I know, but don't teach me swimming. Mm-hmm. You're going to kill me, I know.
Okay.
So you cannot, just divide the progress of teaching swimming to a person into two realms. Lecture part, here is your chair, this is the table, I'm going to draw some pictures, this is water, you're blah, 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 blah. Now let's test about it. That's, stupid. That doesn't work.
Yes.
You need to touch water in order to teach someone how to swim, and the examination is just within it.
Yeah.
You cannot separate them.
Yeah.
As long as you try to learn to swim, you are just testing it.
Yeah.
At the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like when I said when we went on a little trip together, me and you, somebody asked how we went to the water, we went to a big lake. And some people, I think you said you didn't know how to swim, or what would happen. I said, oh, it's not a problem. I'll just go out in the middle of the lake, throw you in the water, and see what will happen.
That's why I don't like you teaching me swimming.
But basically, that's the real point that we need to focus on. That's how one would actually learn how to swim. Not me saying, okay, Zubair, here's the water, you do this. No.
So I'll just add something, but I would like to know if you're going to agree or not. The concept of swimming cannot be told without actually doing it.
Yeah.
Let me sit on my chair and you tell me how it feels like to swim.
The only thing that could do is reduce your fears of when you get into the water.
Maybe, yes.
Let's not take that completely out of the question. If it has any validity, it's that to show you. Look,
don't get panic. Blah blah blah. That's
there is a science behind this. This is not just me making this up from my head. Really, if you do this, I can put this into a science. But if it stays at the theoretical level, it doesn't mean anything.
Just like this, can you tell me? I didn't eat anything for my entire life. Let's make it.
Wait a second. I think we're changing the axis here. We're moving from.
Okay.
So just to clear this up. So we move from the test of the swimming now. If we call this world a test, religion a test. If we're calling this now, let's move this one example into here. So go ahead and say it.
So you cannot. Let's say I didn't. Let's make a lab here. I didn't eat anything for my entire life. I don't know the concept of eating the food, and you cannot just tell me or teach me how it feels to eat. How it is. Well, you need to make me eat something, and you need to make me hungry first to make me eat. Then I'll know how it is, how it feels like to eat.
Okay, let's take that. That's true. So now let's connect this. That's a good example. Why is eating the important thing? It's because through the eating, I witness God is the provider of sustenance, bestows mercy in the food, etc., etc. I witness a lot of different things through the eating.
Through hunger, first.
Which actually means through hunger. And so without experiencing hunger, I wouldn't experience eating. But if you are hungry and I just talk about, okay, if you do
scientific facts about
eating,
nutrition, blah, 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 doesn't make sense.
Or if I say, if you move your mouth like this, then you'll chew the food, it's meaningless or next to meaningless for you. Until I give you something to eat and you actually taste it and you're like, well, okay, that's what it actually means. Okay, so there's so we can see a big difference. So if this world is a test, that means test means education.
Well, in this context, testing means education. Yes.
Yeah. So examination.
It's the experience.
Yes. So yes. So it's not. They're not separate like in today's broken education system. They are together, where the test is the education in and of itself. Kind of like when we have a master teaching an amateur carpenter.
Yeah.
He does it through doing it. And he learns through doing it, through making mistakes, then that's his test at the same time.
Through the experience.
Yes. And so his reward at the end is
not a certificate.
Exactly. Not a diploma, which means nothing, but the fact that he learned how to swim, the fact that he became a carpenter, and the fact that he witnessed that he has an absolute and eternal Lord who provides for him.
Can you just make the connection with the eating and the diploma of thing?
Yeah, the diploma is meaningless. And if I just have this diploma of, you know what
a provider means.
The provider means, really that just means we're at the level of an angel who knows theoretically. And this is maybe the secret why humans can be higher than angels, because it's not just a diploma of, hey, I know what it means to be I know what providence means, razaqiyat means. Here.
By definition.
By definition. The angels know that too. That's not wrong.
I'm a human. I just got hungry and I ate something.
And the taste of the food, because of that effort that you spent, you earned the taste of the food, and you earned the meaning of this name of God, which is Ar-Razaq, the provider. And I think that's a good place to end.
That's striking. You know, so if this field is a field of examination, meaning that we are going to earn a lot of things, we are going to learn a lot of things. Ask a person, what do you know? What are your capabilities? They are not going to say, I can walk, I can, breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So everything there, they just try to learn, they just gained, they are going to list those things. But nothing else than that.
I think this is another topic.
Okay.
So let's end it here. But thank you very much. So please continue us next time with your comments and questions.
Bye.